demonstrate how to install a glass ceramic platen on this surface. First I'll degrease it with some rubbing alcohol. Use acetone or whatever else you might have. Get off any grease. Alright, next I'll peel the tape off, and what I'll do is I'll just hold up for myself, I'll just hold this up along the side and use that as a guide as I install that. But you do want to make sure that you get it square before you put it on there. This isn't a real forgiving tape as far as taking it back off again and on again. Alright, so I'm going to hold that up there as my guide. Okay. Make sure that's on there nice. Alright, so the tape's bonded. It's instantly ready to go now. And the tape will continue increasing in strength. The bond will increase in strength for about 3 days, when it'll be maximum bond after 3 days, or at 3 days. Now, I'm going to line it up. I grind with mine flush. I noticed that when I started selling these platens that some people were asking about grinding the top edge to make it smoother for the back side of their belt, which was something that I wasn't familiar with, because I actually line mine up with the belt so I don't have any pressure on it. When the belt's running, I feel like it keeps the belt a lot cooler. See what I've done here? I've created a plane across the face of those two rollers, and now that's clamped to that, and then I'll tighten down here and here. What I was mentioning before is I've seen some makers will stick their platen out so that the belt comes over the roller and then goes out over and then over the edge and then back down by the roller. On mine, it comes over the roller, goes straight down and underneath. And then when I apply pressure with pressure on the belt, it doesn't go back anymore because it's already flush, but it's not constantly being pushed out. I've had real good luck with that. I've run like that for almost 4 years now. It don't heat up your platen by dragging on it a lot. You don't wear the back of your belt, and unless somebody else knows a problem with that method, I haven't had any trouble with it. So this is the Origin Blade Maker D plate that I'm using. I've used a couple of those and I've liked them well enough. I'm going to make my own eventually, but for now these I've had good success with them. You can see that the platen is centered. I centered it on the rollers. One of the things I don't use the Origin Blade Maker's platen holder because it's an angle, and so you have this material out here. They do offer one that has a cutout. I still don't like that one. And so what I make is one that's a clean 2 inches wide all the way so that I can get on both sides without any headaches or without working around a radius here. These bevel guide here. And so on the Origin that has the radiused side, and it becomes a problem here. And even though they have a cutout, then you start to get limited. I prefer the mobility of this. I can move this all the way up and down, and you can see. And here you can see what the benefit is of having it clear back. You know, I can get in there, and I have room to move this back and forth as I work for the plunges and the ricasso and stuff like that. Here's what I was talking about earlier. When I come off the roller, it's a straight shot down the face of the glass to the next roller. It's not set back and it's not pushed out. If you set back, obviously you're going to have issues with accuracy. If you're pulled out too much, in my opinion, you'll wear your belt and put a lot of extra heat into your platen. I run very fast, and so the platen would heat up. You know, I mean, I would put a lot of heat in a platen quickly, or I'd wear out a belt a lot quicker than other people, than maybe the majority of makers. This machine here will run at 7,900 surface feet per minute. I do that when I'm profiling and when I'm doing bevels, a high-speed bevel grind. When I'm high-speed bevel grinding, I'll use one of these. Knife goes in there, so everything's held in place. I don't freehand at that kind of speed. I'm not that good at it. And so this will be in position on a mount and everything, and then it stabilizes the knife through there. And so the bevel guide then allows the machine to operate much faster and to begin to use higher quality belts. I use the Cubitron 2 belts for those kind of operations. They are extremely good for that. They perform very good at speeds, 6,000 surface feet per minute and above. They perform very well. And even faster than that, they just get better and better, and those speeds keep them sharp. Slower speeds, they'll start to get dull because it's a super hard grit and you need the speed. And use this to put pressure on to keep the grit sharp. I get a lot of life out of them. Run this for just a minute. This is one of my old test frames. It's a spindle motor. It's got a 3 horsepower motor on it. This one's got a single arm. When I need to run a double tool arm, I'll put this adapter on there. That slides on and allows me to run a second tool arm, which will hold my bevel guide or will hold my work rest. This little thing back here is the motor. It weighs 11 pounds. It's a 3 horsepower motor. Tiny crown drive wheel. This is a custom wheel that I've designed and I have built. It's a one-piece D2 tool steel. It's got a crown on it. At top speed it spins at 24,000 RPM, and at 24,000 RPM on the motor, that's when I get 7,900 surface feet per minute on the belt. And yeah, when I first came out with this concept, I use these cheap drives around here for testing. They're convenient and easy and inexpensive.